Good afternoon and welcome to Healers Enlightened Network. This is webinar 119, and today we are talking about juicing for the benefit of your health. And just come to think about the theme for this month is benefits in our bodies. So juicing is a very excellent way to benefit our body. Juicing has such a wide variety of benefits, including the concentration of all those nutrients we get per ounce. Remember, it's increased consumption of fruits, of vegetables with enhanced absorption of the nutrients. Because remember, digestion starts right in your mouth. So the minute it hits, it starts digesting. It works so beautifully for children who are having trouble getting nutrition down or gaining weight. It works beautifully for the elderly who are not getting the nutrients they need. It is good for us when we are so busy that we don't get the nutrients we need. When you begin fasting, you are feeding your body a vast amount of nutrient-rich foods. So of course, this is going to change your body a little bit. And remember, your liver and your kidneys are going to kick in because they're excreting all of those toxins from this beautiful nutrient coming into our body, and those toxins are leaving. So our body's going, all right, I love this. But remember, juicing, you do not want to do it for long. You don't want to do it, if you're going to do it for a detoxification, even though there's no scientific proof that this actually does work. I kept looking and didn't find anything. But if you do 4 to 6 cups of 16 to 20 ounces you can juice for up to 10 days without it doing harm. But that still means you need to pre and post. So on pre, you would need to eat light foods, steam your vegetables, and eat very light. And that's what you need to do on post to bring yourself back in. Make sure you're still drinking your water. Remember that you will get increased vitamins and minerals. You will hopefully potentially lose a few weights. You will get increased energy and decreased inflammation, and that is what our body needs. So let me share our screen here and make sure I do this right. So I found this beautiful picture for juicing. I don't know how many of you have juiced before, but I do this on a daily basis. Let me drop that. Oops, it dropped. Slideshow, drop. And from the beginning, whoop, I did it right this time. Okay. Maybe I didn't. There we go. Beautiful. Every cell in our body, in our lifespan, over every 7 years, they get regenerated. The new cells that contain small errors, as we regenerate, these small errors is what actually makes us age. The aging process, of course, is accelerated by what we eat and what we're around, by smoking, drinking alcohol, just all the bad and unhealthy things that we're not supposed to be doing, but we can't get 100% away from all of it. The speeding up of the aging process puts us on a fast track to developing disease, unfortunately. Being healthy is so important. Feeding yourself the proper foods and the healthier foods that your body calls for, the amount that your body calls for as long as it calls for, however many times a week, or what it doesn't call for. Make sure you muscle test when you're juicing that something is not going along with your medication or your herbs or something else. Make sure everything goes together as one. Hold it all together as one and muscle test. Just don't muscle test it individually, test it as a whole. So to get the most out of our lives and to enjoy our lives to the fullest, we need to enrich our life simply by getting enough nutrients for our bodies can soar. And that's what we are. Our body is a temple, and that's what needs to soar. And I'm hitting the wrong button again. There we go. Just think for a moment, please, that if you are eating a handful, just think of red grapes, for instance. What do? You spit out that seed and you throw away the stem. But remember that stem and those seeds have vitamins, enriched vitamins. And when you use a juicer, it doesn't really matter which one you use. There's so many different types. It actually grinds that down in there, and then you get those nutrients too, which your body needs to consume the same amount of cancer fighting. Let me see if I can get this. Cancer fighting blocks is found inside an 1/8 of cup of flaxseed extract. That's in the same as 60 cups of broccoli and 100 slices of whole wheat bread. That says a lot, doesn't it? So the most benefit we can get are the antioxidants called polyphenols, which our bodies do need. The importance of eating nutrients are very powerful for our body. The importance of eating nutrient-rich foods, as our lives are so busy, we actually don't really slow down to take the time to eat or to properly chew. And that makes digestion work even harder, and it doesn't slow down, and it doesn't break down what it needs to or extract the proper nutrients that our body needs for proper health. So we can eat slowly as possible, but I'm sure we have all seen those people that just scarf food. Remember that as we age, our enzymes and our systems slow down. So when our daily body can't absorb these nutrients that we're eating week after week, day after day, we become more vulnerable to health diseases. So supplementation may be done and utilized, and the body is getting fed the nutrients it needs, but nothing is more vital than the frequency from the food we juice. It has its own frequency level. With our grounds that we are having food growing in, our grounds are depleted, our nutrients are depleted. So make sure we muscle test again for the highest good of our body. Juicing is so powerful for total body wellness. And we can utilize, like I said, each part of the fruit and vegetable, the explosion of zinc and magnesium inside of watermelon seeds. If you eat them, you're going to think, if you chew on them, you're going to think, ugh. But when you juice them down, and remember how beautiful watermelon is for your kidneys anyway, or the omega fatty oils from blackberries, the enzymes, the antioxidants from the broccoli, there's just so much beautiful bioavailability for our body to consume and feel better. Get ready for an optimal absorption into your bloodstream, which is very beautiful. Get ready to experience the rush of true healthy living. Dr. Victor Rosine said if we eat wrongly, no doctor can cure us. But if we eat rightly, no doctor is needed. So if we eat what we need to consume, just think how healthy we will be. So eating an abundance of nutrient-rich extracted can act and add years to your life. It can build your immune system. It can help your diseases to not be existent, because remember, we can feed and heal anything if we put our mind to it. And feeding our bodies the right nutrients is the way to start that. By embracing a healthier lifestyle, our body lives with vital nutrients it deserves. It's a temple. You need to treat it as one. So it deserves. You can balance your internal pH, which a lot of people don't watch. You can improve your sleep. Your skin will change. You will have weight loss, decrease of risk of chronic diseases. It does help with that. It enhances your mood. There's just improved digestion, and that's really a great one because so many of us struggle with digestion. The list just goes on and on of what this stuff is available to do. Why? Why does this matter so much? Because it only takes a few seconds to master making one easy shake and feel the difference in your body. I call them shakes and juices, but if I call them juices and shakes, you got to remember what level of child you're dealing with what you're calling it, because some little kids don't want to hear juices, but they like to hear shakes. So be careful what you're saying to your little ones. So remember, having this every morning and others is a health benefit. I do a shake every day for my improved health and vitality because I need it. So it reverses chronic health disease, diabetes, heart disease, immune disorders. It boosts, it feeds what your body needs. So it's 50% leafy greens, 50% fruit and veg, and then you have your almonds or your other condiments that you can add. And you can actually add collagen and a protein powder, and you mix and get a yummy, yummy drink. The greens, they say you can use collard greens, kale, spinach, Swiss chard, romaine, and spring greens. I've used everything but collard greens, and they all tasted really good, and you really can't taste that they're in there. I mean, it adds a little bit, but when you add that fruit to it, it takes away any bite that's within there. And depending on the size of your juicer is how much you make. You can make a big bunch or a little bunch. The fruits go on and on and on. And again, muscle test, which is the highest good for your body at that time. There are so many fruits available to us. And some of us have our favorites, but make sure your favorites also jive with everything else that you're eating. So make sure they're healthy and they all go together. And then what you can mix them with and add for more protein are almonds, cashew, and walnuts. Now the seeds, I soak my seeds. That way my body can break them down easier. I do not know if you want to, but the chia seeds, flaxseed, hemp seeds, sunflower, sesame, and pumpkin seeds. Because some people with diverticulitis and different abdominal issues cannot have certain seeds, and they also can't have certain nuts. So there are things that you can change out. And for the fluid, I use almond milk. You can use juice, you can use water, you can use whatever you wish. The superchargers, of course, are the goji berries and the acacia berries, and they taste so good in your fruit. It tastes the whole change. Now, this is a tropical tonic. Paulo, have you ever used juicing? Have you ever done juicing or made shakes?
Never. I mean,
Never.
well, yes, of course. And I call them like smoothies. Always I add like, or almond milk or coconut milk. And then I put some fruit and nuts, or I do it only with vegetables. But
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I have never mixed, I have never done like juicing like for 10 days. I will.
It's yeah, be really careful so you don't get the, because you can tell as soon as your body starts getting a little toxic, you'll get the headache and the body aches and the diarrhea. You can even vomit. It's sweating, but it's getting that gunk out of there that needs to come out. But make sure you muscle test for how long, for how many days, how many cupfuls, et cetera, et cetera. Do you need to change each one and what needs to go in each one?
Yeah.
Now this tropical tonic one here, tonic, it boosts your immune system, but it also gives you vitamin C, and vitamin C is what we really need for our immune system. And it's spring greens, and they really taste good in there, and a whole avocado. And the juice from a lemon, you don't want to just squeeze it. I always do it on my little thing that you do it for and run it back and forth. That way you get every juice that you can. A cup of papaya, and I get mine frozen, and then a fourth a cup of watermelon seeds. And then you let it spur down, and oh, It is so good. I use almond vanilla milk for this one. It is so good. This one is Get Up and Goji. It is really a good antioxidant one. The butterhead lettuce tastes really good mixed with the honeydew and the cantaloupe and the watermelon. And again, a whole banana. But remember to test that banana in which stage you need that banana in. If you need it ripe or just a little squishy or really squishy at the very last where it's given its most nutrients, where it's got all the spots. And then those goji berries. I can't say enough about goji berries. They are really, really good in your shakes. I didn't think it'd make a big difference, but it did. And I keep hitting the wrong one. Now, this is a good liver and colon tonic. It does detox, but it wasn't too tasty, even though I put it was a tasty treat. If you like collard greens, then you will like it. I ended up switching over to just spring greens after one time of collard greens because I didn't like the taste. But the pineapple, as we all know, is an antioxidant, very good for our bodies. We can have pineapple when we're sick, and it will help with our health. It will help as immune fighter. And then the red grapes, of course, are for our blood, and then the hemp seeds. And then again, rinse them in that fluid and just watch them go. Free radical fighter. This one doesn't have a bad taste. I made a little bit too much of it, and David didn't think it was tasty at all. But it's got 2 handfuls of Swiss chard, and you want to make sure you rinse all the greens out really good. I soak mine in Nature's Fresh for 10 minutes and then rinse them and make sure all of the gravel, because sometimes it gets really gritty, and it doesn't taste good when you drink down on grit, because you always want to chew a little bit, and that doesn't taste good. So the avocado, again, avocado, remember, is so healthy. The watermelon, the blackberries, the fig, the blueberries, and the flaxseed oil. Or you can use flaxseed oil, you can use flax seeds. It depends on how, again, diverticulitis. This is a toxin cleaning blast, and this is to ward off cancer, heart disease, and viruses. And this one is really good. Rinse your spinach really good because it has even more of a catch somehow, I guess because of all the ribs it has in it. And then have it with a cup of blueberries, a banana, and a handful of strawberries. I always add extra strawberries, and then you always can add your collagen, or you can add your protein powder, which I do to both of mine. Because as we get older, our skin loses that elasticity, so the collagen actually puts that back in. So a melon blast, and this is to help with fiber, because a lot of us don't get a lot of fiber in our diet. So it's 2 handfuls of kale, and it doesn't taste bad. It's a banana, a cup of green grapes, but I always do 2, a cup of cantaloupe, and a handful of strawberries, and an 1/8 cup of cashews. This is a really tasty one. And juicing for your help. Thank you for joining me for this juicing. And I will come off of here. And I went through that way too quick.
No. I love it. It was really nice. I love it. I love it.
Okay, so let's go ahead. What time are we sitting at? 1:30. Let's go ahead and bow our head and just have grace. I'll have Dave cut this out where I keep going. Do you have any questions about this, Paulo? I went through it really fast. There's a lot more that you can add. There's so much that you can do with juicing. It is so cool. But let's go ahead. I'm sorry. We thank you, Father, for gracing us today. We thank you for allowing us to learn about juicing and how we can fight our bodies with the nutrients that you placed here for us to utilize. We thank you and we grace you and we love you. God bless you, and God bless you, Paulo. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Thank everybody that will watch and will be.